Psychological safety in the age of AI. What leaders must know. Everybody's talking about AI strategy, AI integration, AI skills, but very few leaders are talking about the one thing that determines whether any of that actually works. Psychological safety. Not because people are fragile, not because they need coddling, but because AI creates uncertainty. And uncertainty activates the nervous system in a way that signals threat. And if your team doesn't feel safe, they won't experiment. They won't lean in. They won't speak up. And they certainly won't challenge any assumptions. In other words, they're not going to be trying these new tools. And innovation will die. So today, we're breaking down exactly how to create psychological safety, particularly during AI disruption, based on human behavior, physiology, and stress science. Why AI destroys psychological safety. AI threatens the three foundations your brain needs to feel safe. First, predictability. AI evolves too fast for long-term certainty. 2, competence. People feel behind immediately. Their confidence drops. And 3, identity. AI challenges who you are at work. What if my role changes? What if I'm no longer necessary or the expert anymore? When any of these 3 things are threatened, your nervous system interprets the moment as a real danger. And in danger mode, people shut down. They hold back, they avoid risk, and they cling to the familiar. In other words, they're not going to speak up or innovate. They're not going to learn. This isn't resistance, it's biology. And until leaders address it, no amount of AI training is going to work. Psychological safety is not hugging circles or constant reassurance or everyone is okay all the time. Psychological safety is simply this: the belief that I can take an interpersonal risk without being harmed. That includes asking a stupid question, or trying a new tool and failing, or challenging a workflow, or admitting confusion, or suggesting a weird idea, or experimenting without perfection. Psychological safety doesn't eliminate stress. It eliminates stress as a threat. And when threat goes down, performance, innovation, and creativity go up. Safety isn't about comfort, it's about permission. Permission to screw up and not have those negative outcomes compound. Authenticity isn't always helpful. Here's something surprising from the research. Too much authenticity from leaders actually destroys psychological safety. Why? Because if the leader authentically expresses their fear, their overwhelm, their uncertainty, or their frustration, skepticism about AI even, the team's nervous system picks it up. And humans are incredibly emotionally contagious, which means your fear becomes their fear. Now, that doesn't mean that you should be fake. It means you must be intentional. Your role isn't to dump all of your emotional state. It's to regulate it, not just for you, but also for them. Real leadership in the AI era is controlling the emotional climate of the room and realizing you play a huge part in that. Because the emotional tone that you choose is the psychological safety that they feel. Curiosity is the biological antidote to fear. They cannot exist at the same time. So if you want instant safety, create curiosity. And here's how. Replace statements with questions. What do you notice? What surprised you? What do you think this tool might help us do? Questions lower the threat, whereas statements often exacerbate it. Celebrate attempts, not just success. So show us something you tried. It doesn't matter if it worked. When failure isn't punished, safety increases. Try normalizing the learning curve. So this is new for everyone. You're not behind. You're human. When we normalize that, we begin to regulate, and that frees us to innovate. Psychological safety isn't built through comfort. It's built through shared discomfort. When we go through discomfort, but we do it together, we feel this much closer to the people around us. Because one of the natural hormones that is released during the stress response is oxytocin. That's a connection hormone, a love hormone, a cuddle hormone, a we can do this together hormone. When we share discomfort, we bond. Here are phrases that build psychological safety quickly. It's okay not to know yet. We're here to explore, not to perform. Try anything. There are no wrong attempts today. This is challenging, which means it matters. What did we learn? Not just did we get it right? These phrases lower interpersonal threat and open the door to experimentation. AI adoption depends on psychological safety, and psychological safety depends on leadership and the language that you use. AI is not just reshaping work, it's reshaping identity, capability, and confidence. If leaders can't create psychological safety, teams will stay in threat mode, and innovation will stall. But when leaders reduce that threat, humans rise, curiosity returns, creativity unlocks, and AI becomes a tool of possibility, not of fear. Psychological safety isn't a luxury. It's the foundation of high performance. Stay curious, stay adaptive, stay human, and stay stressed, but maybe fear a little less.